In Kenya today, one cannot argue that Kenya is a democratic state. When Ruto was elected president, he campaigned. He unveiled a manifesto. He said what he wanted to do. I campaigned for it. I told people to vote for it. I voted for it. Voting for someone is not a license to do as you wish. You are given power to do what we elected you to do, not to do as you wish. So like today we are talking, I've given you what so if today you appointed me to some position and say this is a Republic of Kenya, and I'm presiding over, this is now the population, and I do everything that contradicts everything that I've been saying here, that's a betrayal. Because when you appointed me or elected me to leadership, you believed me. What you are doing is saying, I want you to do what you said you are going to do. The moment you veer off from what I gave you the power to do, I cannot be with you. So anyone who understands democracy, who understands rights, will have to say, I disagree with you. This is not what I give you this job for. So we gave him the position to be a trustee over our assets, our taxes, our land, our resources, and to take care of them as if we were taking care of them ourselves. So you know that you cannot steal from yourself unless you're an idiot, right? You preserve your assets and your resources and try to improve their value, isn't it? What has he been doing? He's become a trillionaire in 3 years. If you look at the mansions he has all over the country and their value, if you look at the amount of private jets he takes all over the world without accountability, if you look at him and his cronies, the amount of money they have siphoned off from the treasury, if you look at the kind of taxes they have imposed on the people with no kind of return, no roads, no new rail, no schools, no universal health care, no employment, absolutely nothing to show for it. Then you ask yourself, we didn't tell you to take our money. We didn't give you power and authority to steal from us. We wanted you to protect our money and to enhance the value of our assets. He's selling all the public assets to his friends and to himself. He's turned Kenya into a complete banana republic. Okay? So when you add abductions, when you look at the plunder, when you look at the betrayal, the fact that he's not doing any of the things that he said he would do, before even going further, does he have legitimacy? Because legitimacy comes from the people and why they gave you the power. The moment you do everything that contradicts and invalidates the vote that you receive, you immediately have legitimacy. In a democratic state, such a person should call a snap election to test whether the people still support him or not. Do you understand? In a democratic state, you expect parliament, if they represent the wishes of the people, to impeach him, right? But he buys them, he bribes them, he intimidates them. And because he has corrupted them, he puts the state apparatus, he weaponizes the state apparatus to arrest the people that, because he has evidence of what they have done wrong, right? He doesn't have it on people like Miguna. So you can only arrest me legally. Okay, that's. But so the point is, when I say that the Kenyan people should remove Ruto from power, I am saying he long lost the legitimacy that we gave him on the second Tuesday of August 2022. And he's now just a rogue president. So you say that if you call a snap election, that's not what I said. I said if. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry for this. So if they did Ipsos, or is it Ipsos or Infotrack, one of them, they did an opinion poll, and Ruto came out as the president who was the top contender. Right. If you were to run for presidency right now, I think there was others around. I think there was Matiang'i, there was Maraga, probably, and others. But Ruto came at the top in that opinion poll. When it comes to our taxes, I think he says that most of this money is going to pay for debts that were taken by guys who were there before him. And he said that he intends to build, for instance, the highway from Nairobi to Kisumu or something. He also says that he intends to extend the railway from Suswa, wherever it is right now, to the border in Busia. He's saying all these plans that he has, including the fact that he has to make Kenya become like Singapore. And so he somehow seems to have some sort of plan. And what he's saying is that he needs time. And I'm glad you say devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. So you're a devil's advocate. So I'll answer. I'm just, No, I'll answer the devil that said he was an advocate. Okay. The devil said he was an advocate. So now you have to answer the devil. Okay. But before I answer, I'll ask you a question. Yeah. Because I think it is important. Mm-hmm. Jomo Gato. Yes. What do you have your PhD in? My first one is in instructional design, and I'm working on regenerative medicine. Okay. So, yes. So these are science-based courses. Yes. Isn't it? Mm-hmm. And in science, we only reach conclusions based on evidence. Yes. It's empirically based. Mm-hmm. There's nobody who does science without empiricism. Yes. If you want to find out whether this building is structurally sound, you bring a structural engineer to do an analysis of the foundation and the pillars and whatnot, and find the weights, and then tell us, this is what has happened, isn't it? Yes. Okay. So this opinion poll, that first of all, Ruto was not elected on an opinion poll. Ruto was elected under universal suffrage. The first past the post. People went and voted, votes are counted, and who gets 50 plus 1 becomes the president, isn't it? Yes. So that's the majority of people in Kenya. Mm-hmm. It was not an opinion poll. Secondly, this opinion poll that you are talking about is conducted by a company you don't even know. Yes. Infotrack is a people. It's basically an individual, usually who gets paid and publishes results of the person who paid her. Because here, for example, in Canada, there are different kinds of polls. Okay? There are polls that are commissioned by individuals. And if I commission a poll, I design the questions that the pollster will ask. Yes. And I can guarantee you that if I was doing a poll on my popularity, the questions will be such that the answers will come back that I am the most popular. Because it depends on the questions. So who designed the questions that people asked the handful of people, let's say 2,000 or 1,500? You don't know. So you don't know who commissioned the poll, and she will never tell you. Yeah. And we know that she's not a charity, and she's not a church. And we know that she is not a billionaire. And we know that she cannot do these things for free.
Exactly.
So who paid her to do the poll? She will never tell you.
Yes.
Secondly, who collected the samples? Do we have names? Do we have faces? Do you have a director of polling that say, I'm the one, I will take responsibility for the sampling? We don't know.
Yeah.
Who did the analysis?
We don't
You don't know?
Yeah.
But you trust it. You trust nothing. It could be AI. What was the sample? You don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, as a person with a doctorate, I'm going to get a second doctorate. What is your question? You see what I mean?
Yes.
You are starting from the basis of your devil telling you the devil believes all this fakery, and you are now parroting the fakery to me. I'm like, you don't pass through me,
Yes.
right? Because I just in 2 minutes dismantled the entire thing. So whoever paid a lethal and drafted the questions and collected the samples, if samples were collected,
Yeah.
and conducted an analysis, if an analysis was done, is the one who should be answered. And I can tell you, it is the people she listed. The one who paid her most was Ruto. So she lists Ruto first.